What's up, y'all? This is Jason. Got a 2006 Chevrolet Impala, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the front brakes on this Impala. Now, the rotors are in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of edge on there. I want to use the same rotors. I'm not going to turn them. I'm just going to put new brakes on it. And so this is the front of 2006 Chevrolet Impala. I don't know if I'll have time to do it all today, but we're gonna get started. It's getting late in the day on me. I'm gonna go ahead and jack this car up. I'm going to break the lug nuts loose and maybe get the wheel off. We'll see what we have time to do before it gets dark, okay? So, the front is so tight that I went and got a cheater pipe. It's a whole piece of a swing, but it'll work. I've used it before. Okay, I got it jacked up. Got the lug nuts off. You might want to know what size lug nuts those are. So those are 3/4, and also that is a 3/4. So it's kind of helpful that things are the same size. But the wrench that comes with this, like for a stock vehicle, that comes with this jack comes with cars. It's supposed to be made to fit this and to fit the lug nuts, but I don't see how in the world anybody could possibly remove a lug nut from a vehicle with that wrench they give you. These were obviously over torqued because I had to use that on top of this. So anyway, I got them off. Take the wheel off and check these brakes out. So here we are. This one's a little different than the rear. It's just it's bigger, more chunky, and this is probably going to be 14 millimeter, which it's not. Okay, so the rear was 14 millimeter. I'll check this for 13 and see if that fits. So we're going to end up removing this and this to remove these slide pins, and we'll take the caliper off, remove the brakes, push the plunger back into the caliper, put some new brakes on, grease the slide pins, and put it back on. Okay, it's 13, on a 13 millimeter, and it fits it perfectly fine. So I'm gonna get these two taken off. I'm probably gonna have to go with the same method I did the other side. So I'm gonna go to 13 millimeter wrench. That way I can get these off easier. It required more torque than I was able to give in a certain amount of space to get these off with a socket wrench earlier on the rear. So here we are to get these off. What I did, or what I'm doing. Okay, when you do it, put one hand on here, okay? Because you don't want it to slip off and mess with the head of the bolt. Put one hand on here and tap, tap, tap on this, okay? Because I can't get enough leverage in here. Hey, maybe it's me, maybe I'm not strong enough, but to break this loose otherwise. So this is the same method I used on the rear. This is what I'm going to use on the front. So I got a little something odd going on. So on here on the bottom, whenever I loosen this hex piece, this square piece doesn't move. Okay, I can move it with my fingers. Okay, and this doesn't move. Excuse me. If I move this with my fingers, this doesn't move. All right, so let's see. See if I can show you what I'm talking about. So I turn this, the square piece doesn't move. I turn this, square piece moves. So what is the deal? Is this slide pin screwed into here, or is it screwed into here? I'm not sure what's going on. I've had some issues on the black Impala whenever I replaced the brakes, and it had something to do with these slide pins and these deals here. So I hope I don't run into that problem again. So no big deal. I just put an adjustable wrench on that square part, and I was able to loosen this up, no problem. Kind of hard to do both at the same time. But anyway, you can see all I'm doing is holding this wrench from my pinky. Okay, so there's not a whole lot going on there as far as resistance. So I'll get these slide pins taken out. So this is what came out of the top one. Not a slide pin, doesn't work the same as the rear. So obviously this part is the actual slide pin, okay? But this screws into the slide pin from what I can tell. I'm interested to see what comes out of the bottom one. It may be a solid slide pin. So, here we go. Same thing on the bottom. They appear to be exactly the same. All right, so it's been a while since I've done front brakes on one of these Impalas. So, it's kind of a play as you go. I didn't watch any videos before I decided I was going to do this. So, I am the video. How about that? We'll stumble through it together. So as far as the caliper goes, all you gotta do is pull on this thing. Okay, it's gonna come right off. As you can see, it's already getting loose. This is gonna be heavier than the other one, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna sit it. I gotta find somewhere to sit it, whether I bring my tire up here or get me a bucket or something to sit it on. But it doesn't need to be hanging on this brake line, okay? It doesn't need to have that weight on it. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. And I'll show you where I put it. How about that? So anyway, as it goes, all I got to do is just keep on pulling on this thing, see? And it's coming right off there. Let me hit pause. Okay, so the front has 2 plungers. Interesting. Well, you know, it's a bigger brake than the rear has. So that's fine. See where I can find somewhere to hang this thing. Okay, so I went and got me a bucket to sit it on. It's really not as high as I'd like for it to be, but I don't like the way it's kinking that brake line. You really shouldn't hang your, just let your caliper just hang loose. You should always set it on something, that way it doesn't put extra unnecessary stress on your brake line. I want to get these plungers pushed back. There is a better name for them than plungers, but that's what I'm calling them because I don't know any different. How about that? And swap these out. I'm going to take one of these and use it to push these back along with the C-clamp. C-clamp. You know what? I'm not swapping these brakes out. You know, look at where the indicator is compared to where these brakes are. Same thing on this one. I was told that I needed new brakes. I checked the rear before, and I ended up waiting like 1.5 years before I'm finally changing the brakes. And I still didn't feel 100% like I should have been changing the rear brakes whenever I changed them. I'm not changing these front. I mean, this is stupid. I'm putting these back on here, and I guess I've got me a set of front brakes for one day whenever I need them. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take these plungers and I'm going to push them back, and that way I can get this back on here easier. Well, if I don't need to, I may just slide it back on. And y'all, I guess I'll be done with this brake job. I may take the other side off just to double check it and make sure everything's okay. But I did go ahead and put the rear on. But this is pretty stupid. I was told by a shop that I trust that I needed brakes. To be honest with you, it really pisses me off. So I'm gonna put this thing back together. I'm putting my shiny new lug nuts on. I bought these off eBay. The other one's old and scarred up, and it's like rusty underneath the bottom. I should have bought better quality ones, but these are the same quality as what I already have. I mean, I got these off eBay, and after I bought them, second thought, I kind of wished that I would have got solid ones, because these are the factory ones, and these are just like the factory ones, but the difference is they're not solid. There's this end piece, and then I'm not sure what's up in this inside, but this is like a cap that's squeezed onto it. They do make solid ones, which are a lot better quality than that, because this can get damaged, and if something happens to it, it can get twisted on there. I have had one that happened to one before. I had a really hard time getting it off, but I got some new lug nuts on here, and I'm about to torque it down and get the jack out from underneath this thing, and nighttime's about to catch me. So maybe one day I'll do the brakes on the front. I was told a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I needed brakes all the way around. Just now putting brakes on the rear. It could have actually went longer, but the front will last at least another couple of years. At the rate that we drive these cars, it could last up to another 5 years. Y'all, watch out for some of these shops. They'll get you. If you're capable of doing some of these things yourself, do it yourself. You'll save a lot of money. They did want $600 to do this, to a full set of brakes. I did the rear this afternoon. I had already bought these brakes. I paid $100 for a full set of brakes from AutoZone. And like I say, I did the rear this afternoon, and I was going to do the front, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to those front brakes, and I'll use them again one day. Hopefully I don't lose what I did with them, because it's going to be a while. They are nowhere near the little the little deal that hangs off of it. It's supposed to rub against your rotor whenever it's time to change your brakes. Nowhere near those. All right, the car does brake better just by changing the rear out. Y'all, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend. Well, by the time you see this, who knows when it'll be. All right, talk to you later.